Noble Hierarch's better than Randy because we can cast it. All I know is that cascading into Mana Dork sounds pretty bad. Cascading into Mana Dorks. The wheels were really bad in that other build that we played, so I think not having wheels is fine. That seems okay. Seems okay. You should play nobles because they'll make you sad to cascade into. And you explain why Atarka's command is good here. So Atarka's command has synergy with Young Pyromancer's Go Wide plan. Atarka's command also has a hidden mode of letting you put a land from your hand into play. So Atarka's command on turn 2 can enable a turn 3 Bloodbraid Elf, which is kind of great. It's also just like random reach in the mid to late game when you've knocked your opponent down a little bit and are looking to close. Stomping Ground, Birds of Paradise, probably Ponza. Probably just want to Izzet Charm this bird, right? You can also just play Young Pyromancer. I'm just going to play Young Pyromancer. I'll grab these Steam Vents. I have another land, so like if they Stone Rain me, I can like Izzet Charm the bird later and start making tokens or like Spell Pierce one of their things. Oh, they're also playing a Temur deck? Man, remember that time we didn't kill the bird yet, chat? They're gonna kill my Pyromancer. Casting an X spell of some sort? They tapped their lands wrong, maybe? They have like a Tarmogoyf or something? What are you doing, opponent? Trying to cast a Tarmogoyf and didn't tap your land right? Is that what we're currently experiencing? Yes. Rattleclaw Mystic. What on God's green earth is going on? Is this the... Did I join the right league? Oh, I just noticed. We're playing against Prototype. We're playing against Prototype. I didn't even notice it was their username. Alright. Spread some love here. Always yield to that one. Jeskai Ascendancy? It could be Jeskai Ascendancy, right? I suppose. I think it's just kind of too expensive. I think Goblin Dark Dweller is just kind of slow and clunky. What is going on? What is going on? Remove charge counter. Sure. Chat, what is happening? I'm afraid, chat. That's dark. It's dark and scary. Just let it happen. Ain't that the truth? As Foretold is slow here. I'll take a 4th land. I think I'm just going to smash here. I think if they want to block here, that's fine. I'll just Atarka's command to save my Pyromancer. I think they probably don't want to block. They probably want all of their mana. Yeah. Alright. Hopefully we don't die here. They have 5, 6... Remove a charge counter. You like to play... Okay, they'll do that once each turn. So they're only going to have 6 mana this turn. Oh man, are we dead? Nope, not yet. Huh? What? I'm so confused. What is happening, chat? Chat, what is happening? What is happening, chat? This is why this is the people's format, right? I think this is lethal. This is 7 damage. Alright, that, they died. I'm not sure I understand what's going on, but we won the game. The blood moons seem really bad, so let's cut those. I'm confused, frightened, and intrigued, right? I need to bring one more card in. I guess Ratchet Bomb is fine. It kills their mana dorks. Yeah, that seems fine. So am I supposed to suspend this on one, or am I supposed to hold it for this? I'm probably supposed to hold it for this, right? I'm just gonna suspend it. Maybe we'll draw another one. Maybe we won't want to play this on 3. Put my Ratchet Bomb out here. Tick, tick, boom. They missed their second land drop. Does opponent get Ancestral Vision with Hive Mind in play? Yeah, they should. They should. That's actually a reason to hold it, right? Is this Mana Bloom? So we'll crack this to kill Mana Bloom plus Birds of Paradise this turn. Wait, what? I don't understand. I don't understand. I guess, And, like, this is a good example of why, like, suspending the AV on one was good. Because, like, I wanted to do this turn. I want to play Bloodbraid Elf next turn. So, like, I'm not going to have a chance to play this As Foretold. The opponent must be desperate to get Threshold. Alright, Mrs. Elf. What does your wheel hold for me tonight? I would love to cast the Serum Visions, I guess. I would love another Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf! Bloodbraid victory! Smash. Ooh, candy. Stop bullying the opponent. Sorry, prototype. Ooh, Pact of the Titan. Intervention Pact. They're gonna lose to their packs. Yeah, we should have held priority and fetch with fish. I will be right back. We're gonna finish this league out, but I need to get a snack really quick. It's been a while since I've eaten. I'm fat and American. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna finish this league with the Temur deck. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Man, look how healthy I am. Almonds and a granola bar. There aren't any potato chips in my house, I looked. Everyone's having a great Saturday night, wherever you're at in the world. Hanging out, playing some Magic the Gathering this evening. Some Modern. If you're enjoying what you see, make sure you hit that follow button. If you want to see more of this after I'm done with this league tonight, make sure you check out youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. I mean, it is Modern. Every deck's a 3-2 deck here, right, Prototype? A pretty easy redraw here. There's no blue mana. It's like not exciting, but it's fine. Not exciting, but it's fine. Do I want a guaranteed fourth land? Yeah, I'm gonna be greedy and bottom that. I'm gonna be greedy and guaranteed bottom the guaranteed fourth. Humans. So like, here's my counter to that logic, Modern mid-ranging. Your argument is that I want to play Jace to set up Ancestral Visions. So the situation you're talking about is, I have Jace, I have Bloodbraid Elf, and I have Ancestral Vision. So like, your argument for playing this Noble Hierarch is that it makes a bunch of my cards that are already reasonable much better, right? So generally speaking, we call that win more, right? Like, Bloodbraid Elf is already super reasonable all on its own. I don't need like this extra card to make Bloodbraid Elf better. Bolt was a great pickup against humans here. I appreciate you coming back and having a discussion, though. That's useful. That's a good... Your comment there was a good example of a constructive, useful comment that contributes. So, like, again, you're kind of looking at the card where, like, what does this card do in all of our best case scenarios? And, like, you really shouldn't look at cards that you're adding to your deck in terms of their best case scenarios. You look at cards that you're adding to your deck in their average case scenarios a lot of the time. So, yes, I agree with you that if we always have Noble Hierarch on 1, and we always have something powerful to do on 2, it's fine. But I really haven't been impressed with Jace in the main decks of these decks. He's very clunky and awkward and just isn't very good in Modern in general. They have a Thalia here. It'll kind of suck, which it looks like they do, because we can't Cascade into a non-creature spell. Joke's on you, buddy. Don't Thalia me. If they don't have a Thalia, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Fetch my base in case we had a Blood Moon. Alright. I don't have good attacks here, unfortunately, right? I just have to pass. Goyf on Goyf's a little awkward. We're stuck on land, but we've kind of blown our load here. If they hit like Mantis Riders or other flying creatures, we could be in a lot of trouble here. Just kind of go over the top of this board while it's stalled. I wonder if they had the Thalia last turn. Neither of these are particularly exciting, right? I had a chocolate chip granola bar and some almonds. I really just still don't have anything. Yeah, I just don't have good attacks. I'm just gonna sit here and die to this stupid Kite Sail Freebooter. Nope, they are just actual, factual, just... It even has heart healthy with a little thing on there in the corner. Yeah, the land deals me damage. So, let's say I draw a Bloodbraid Elf next turn. I would have to shock the land in so I could pay an extra mana for a non-creature spell if I drew it. So I think it's worth playing the tapped land here in case I draw a Bloodbraid Elf next turn. You make my heart healthy. It feels bad. And, like, opponent's stuck on one land here, but, like, it means they have all the rest of their stuff as spells, right? Yeah, this Mantis Rider is going to close this game really hard and fast. So we're dead in 4 to this Mantis Rider. If they have another one, we'll be dead in 2. Or done 3, sorry. They put their Meddling Mage in the Ancestral Visions that we have suspended. Alright, so that's a Lightning Bolt. I should just start smashing them, right? So, this Tarmogoyf is a Phantasmal image, so I'm going to Snap Bolt on this Tarmogoyf and just start smashing them with my Goyfs, I think. Anoronics! So what did you get me for our 3-month anniversary? Welcome back, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I could maybe see an argument for killing this, but I really just feel like if we're not killing this Tarmogoyf to start attacking, we're... God... That was the only instant in the graveyard. Which means my Goyf still really can't... God, this was so bad. I guess I can attack. It's definitely a worse attack than it was a second ago. Alright, they just took 6. That's good for us. I guess I could have eaten the Meddling Mage if they blocked with that, so that's fine. Another 2-drop. That's gross. Some of the PT lists for humans were cutting Mantis Rider, and I just could not believe that they were cutting Phantasmal Image. Sorry, not Mantis Rider. They're cutting Phantasmal Image. This card's just so good every time I've played with or against humans. I can't fathom cutting it. Yup. We did. Alright, so... Obstinate Baloth's actually pretty good here, right? He just, like, gains his health and hits pretty hard. It's an Ancestral Vision out matchup, probably, right? This feels like a weird question, but is Blood Moon bad in this matchup? Is Blood Moon bad in this matchup? I kind of feel like the As Foretold are probably a little slow too. Maybe I just want to cut 1. I feel like this card's not stellar. I guess they have Abrades and Ratchet Bombs to kill their Vials. I'll keep the 2 Blood Moons in on the play. I'll cut the 3rd one, but I think it's okay to leave a couple. I think it's fine. Like, not exciting, but fine. Atarka's Command giving Reach is actually very good in this matchup. It's very good in this matchup. No, I don't think that's true. I don't think you want to look at things in black and white. And Magic players have such a strong tendency to do things like that. They're like, it's always good or always bad in X situation. And a lot of the things, and this is one of the things that makes Magic so interesting, right? Is that oftentimes the correct answer for lots of things like that are just like various shades of gray. Like, it's not always right or always wrong. Yeah, maybe it's supposed to be Steam Vent, so you get a second blue. Probably doesn't matter that much. Am I supposed to just take them off of that? Yeah, I'm just going to take them off of that. Abrade's really good in Modern. I think it's just a card that's kind of underplayed right now. I don't even think with Acceleration it's that good, if we're being honest. Which of the cards in my hand are you naming, opponent? Maybe they'll just name like Lightning Bolt. Yeah, Lightning Bolt's a good name there. Like, they don't have any information about my hand, so like just name a card that you're like certain of 4 of that you care about. God bless, no Ghostarino. See if they have a Mantis Rider here or not. The Lightning Bolt's an extra good name if they have Mantis Rider. That means I can't shoot their little Zoop Zoop down. Champion of the Parish, sure. No, I'm not really a big fan of this grid deck. But another Meddling Mage? That would be annoying. Okay. So I want to Electrolyze the champion here. I kind of do, right? Like that card gets pretty scary pretty fast. Maybe I could wait till their turn to try and wait and see what they do. Because, like, their line... Yeah. Yeah, we're not too scared of Mantis Rider this game. We can snap Abrade Mantis Rider. We can Atarka's Command Reach, kill Mantis Rider. This is a Rider coming down, right? Yep. So I'm going to play Scalding Tarn, second Tarmogoyf here. Right, I'm just going to pass the turn here. Because if they play a second Mantis Rider, this Atarka's Command lets us get both of them. If they play like Phantasmal Image. Damage, give our Darks 1 and reach. And I kind of missed because they didn't have another Mantis Rider here. I kind of missed out on some damage because I probably could have gotten in with this Tarmogoyf last turn. But it's fine. I think we're going to be pretty far ahead here once we eat this. I'm going to double block here just in case they have a Dismember or a Path or something. Just get the Mantis Rider off the table. There really isn't any downside to double blocking here, I don't think. That's true. Reflector Mage would be pretty bad. See what this names. I could see this one naming Snapcaster Mage. They don't know that it's not a 4 of. Jace. That makes sense, I guess. Alright. I would love this Abrade. We actually can't cast this Lightning Bolt. That puts a sorcery in the bin, so this Atarka's Command is lethal. They need to throw some chumps down here. Got him. Got him. Sweet. I don't think I want to change anything. Just gonna run it back. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Hopefully they have a Champion of the Parish or Noble Hierarch on one instead of a Vial on one for the third time in a row. If they play a creature, we get to like curve this into this. It'll be in a really good spot. Well, likely be in a really good spot. We do need to run some lands off here. Why do they always have Vial on one? It's an okay draw. I'm going to shock this in because if they Kite Sail Freebooter me, I want to bolt it in response. So like this deck or Jund. I think Jund's more powerful. It just has like a little higher card quality and average. I think hard removal is a pretty big attraction. BBE into Bloodbraid, or BBE into Ancestral Vision is a pretty good time though. They play Thalia here, I feel pretty bad. I telegraphed my bolt by shocking this, right? So it kind of says, hey, I have a thing. If they play Meddling Mage here, I feel pretty stupid for shocking, I suppose. But, like, the upside's pretty high against Kite Sail Freebooter, so I think it's worth paying the 2 points of health. Don't make blue, don't make blue, don't make blue. What? Okay. Sure. This is a champion of the parish. In my experience, Bloodbraid Elf didn't really help Ponza solve any of its bad matchups. It's like a good card, so like the deck's power level went up in general, but like if you looked at and like thought about like what Ponza's problems were, like adding what's it called into the mix, adding Bloodbraid Elf doesn't work to actively solve any of the problems that the deck has as an archetype. In my opinion, like its problems are like the linear decks or the decks that can like get on board before they destroy their lands, and like Bloodbraid Elf doesn't really help solve either of those two things, I don't think. It's a lot of Exalted. Blood Moon not looking particularly impressive at the moment. I mean, They have a Thalia here. I'll feel kind of silly because they can Thalia in response to my Snapcaster Mage to prevent me from bolting. Fuck me. Man, I thought for sure they would have put a Thalia in preemptively. Oh, they're gonna Meddling Mage. That's what they're doing. Okay. This is smart. It's a good line on the opponent's part. Good line. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I should have cracked my fetch land because I would have pushed my Tarmogoyf to a 3/4 if I cracked my fetch land. So that was a mistake. Yep. Yeah, the opponents played this game well. For sure. Not blocking, must attack. Same difference, right? Rabblemaster seems great. Yeah, like Rabblemaster seems really good in the Bloodbraid Elf shells. There was a straight red-green aggressive deck that did well with Bloodbraid Elf and Rabblemaster in it. Just like both speedy threats that like work to close the game out very quickly. Yeah, exactly, right? Like it's like this good honest curve deck that just like isn't beating decks that can goldfish turn 4s. Like usually it's goldfishing a turn 5, and that's just like not fast enough. Some Mantis Raider. Reflector Mage, Vomit. Alright. So we're taking... I guess we're just taking 4, right? You didn't actually get any extra damage in by doing that, and like, I get to Snapcaster Mage at some point. Alright, I think that was actually a fine exchange for us. So we'll spin the Bloodbraid wheel, hopefully find something that's not Bolt or Braid. Survey says. Hey there, Chris Hoopa with that brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Deal 3 damage. You know, put a land from your hand into play. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm not going to attack with the Tarmogoyf this turn, so I might as well put a land into play. Yeah, we've got some Tribal Flames Bloodbraid decks in the donation queue, so I'm looking forward to getting to some of those at some point. I guess I could fetch with the Scalding Tarn here. Yeah, we're gonna get to it at some point. We got lots of things in the queue. There's only so many hours in the day. So knocked the top 3 off here today. And then we'll see what we get to next time. I think I'm gonna do more Legacy on Monday. I'm not sure yet. I gotta figure it out. I do not have any Anger of the Gods on my deck. I do have 2 copies of Ratchet Bomb though, so those would be nice to draw. I can't cast Lightning Bolt or Abrade because of these Meddling Mages, but I can snap back this Atarka command, which is nice. How do I bump up a deck? You just send extra money for it, Camwell. And actually, I had someone else already donate for the Bloodbraid Zoo deck, Camwell, so I just added your donation on top of theirs, so that one's at 17 points right now, which puts it pretty far up. Like going to SCG. When is SCG Indianapolis? There's not an Indy Open for a long time. Do you mean Cincinnati? I am going to Cincinnati. That's the one you're referring to. Jeez, so they have another Reflector Mage? Yeah, basically. Yeah, we're dead. Alright. Get got. Good games, opponent. Opponent played that match really well. They had access to their vial all 3 games. They're able to leverage the tricks off of it. We won the one game where we had the Abrade for the vial in the spot, but they just had so few lands and so much action in the other 2. I just wasn't able to really leverage any advantage. That's my team. My team is myself, Mapamonte, and then our buddy Mike Klutz. I'm playing Mono Blue Randy in Cincinnati. It's either that or Stoneblade. Yeah, Blood Moon's one of those hit or miss cards in a matchup like this. Sometimes it wins the game on the spot, and other times it just does stone nothing like it did there. And that's like Blood Moon in general, right? Like Blood Moon's either a 2 or a 10. Either it wins the game or just like it's pretty mediocre and doesn't really have much of an impact. There's occasionally games where it's in the middle, but they're few and far between. That's a lot of decks in Modern, right? You're just like, when your deck is winning, it's just like slamming the other opponent like deep into the dirt. And when it's losing, it just doesn't really do anything. Grishelbrand is great. That's one of my favorite memes. Yeah, honestly, like this is almost certainly biased, but the best Jace deck I've played in Modern is Kiki Chord, because the Kiki Chord deck is able to ramp into the Jace, and it's able to establish a board presence to protect the Jace once it's in play, with both ground pounders and flying creatures with Restoration Angel. Yeah, that seems fine, right? Get to suspend visions on one and then have plenty of interaction on a threat. It's actually really good, right? Yeah, the Kiki Chord is a bad deck. That is true. The Punishing Bedlam deck is not a deck I'm considering playing in Legacy. It's a good metagame deck, but it's just really bad against a lot of the fringe decks in the format. So it's very good against like Delver and Death and Taxes and 4-color control, but it's just like absolute dog shit against things like Sneak and Show and other things like that. Oh lordy, please tell me we're playing again. This is fucking Lantern, isn't it? It's Lantern. What a tilt. What a tilt. We only have 2 Abrades in our deck. We have 2 Ratchet Bombs too, I guess. I guess Jace is good here too. Ugh. The problem with Esper Control is that just like it's not a good deck in general. It just like gets clunked out by Tron, it gets clunked out by Valakut, and like Jace doesn't help solve any of those problems with those decks. Bet you wish you were on Doran now, yep. Yeah, Esper gets hosed by Blood Moon. Just like there's so many issues. Like the Sultai deck. Like the Sultai deck had some things going for it and some issues, but just like when you mix in the fact that it gets ranched by Blood Moon too, it's just like, I guess not. Yes, you definitely any 2 or more color deck in Modern loses to Blood Moon a reasonable amount of the time. That's why the card's miserable. We have Esper Charm. No, the Land Nauseam deck is fun, but it's not terribly competitive. I guess they have another bridge. I've lost to Blood Moon with my blue-red deck. Yep. Yep. No, this is the last one for the night. It is 11 o'clock here. Yep. Really need a threat here at some point so we can start attacking our opponent. Land and Steering Bridge. Search for Azcanta. That's scary. I guess I'm gonna fetch a basic island here. In case I draw a Blood Moon. I'll shock this into Bluff Cryptic Command. Yeah, that was a funny one. Yep. Do I have enough burn in my deck to kill them through this bridge? I guess I do. Probably gonna concede. I have 2 Snapcaster Mages. I guess they don't have any lock pieces yet, so I'll keep going. They're gonna flip their Azcanta here. I guess I could hit Blood Moon to shut them off of that, potentially. Yeah, we have a Atarka's Command too, so we have 2 bolts, 2 snaps, and 2 Atarka's Commands. I'm gonna concede to, like, 1 lock piece plus a lantern, but until then, we'll keep playing. Joke's on you, opponent. So they must have a land, right? Mox Opal, sure. That doesn't... They can't activate Azcanta? That's weird that they cast that, but they can't activate Azcanta now. Maybe they thought the Mox Opal was going to be active. I didn't fetch the basic forest because I wanted to hold the shuffle for when they have lock pieces. It's a Codex Shredder. I have an Electrolyze too. Yeah, you're right. Need 3 of those to kill them, though. I guess they have Ancestral Vision and stuff. Yeah, so they'll just stop burying themselves with Codex Shredder. So opponent messed up. They definitely should have buried a card there for themselves. Yeah. Yeah, this game is definitely close to over. I concur. Beat Tron 3 times. Alright, Snapcaster's one of our better draws here. Especially if they do something and like keep 2 cards in their hand, right? Yeah, if they can't play out 2 cards here, the Snapcaster Mage could be pretty brutal. Damn it. God, these fucking 0 mana cards, man. Mox Opal. What a tilt. What a tilt. I think Searcher's Canta's fine in their deck. I think they have some interesting sequencing on like when they're timing it, but seems fine overall. At what point does too diverse of a format? I mean, it depends on what you want from a format. I mean, from a like pro player standpoint, Modern is too diverse, right? Like it's tough to gain edges without having a bunch of matchups that are just like really bad regardless of what you're playing. All right, they have 2 lock pieces. I'm gonna concede. There's no desire to continue playing. Pretty unlikely to win from that point. All right, so Abrades, Spreading Seas, Ratchet Bombs are all fine. Relic kind of does stuff. I guess a lot of our main deck cards are actually kind of okay here, right? I mean, As Foretold isn't good enough because I don't need to leverage a card advantage really, or a mana advantage. Is Tarmogoyf just bad? Do I think I can keep Bridge off the table? If I can't keep Bridge off the table, Goyf's not good enough, right? Now I'm gonna leave the Blood Moons in. The Blood Moon is much better against Lantern now that they have War of Invention in their deck because you can strand them on triple blue. I kind of want to board the Tarmogoyfs out, yeah. This like draws a card and like makes their whatever worse. Yeah, it's just like Goyf's just like a bad burn spell a lot of the time. Can I cut a land? Is that nuts? I'm boarding in 4 drops. That's almost certainly nuts. Yeah, Bloodbraid cascades into hate. Yeah, I'll trim a Pyromancer too. I mean, this is almost certainly a bad matchup for us. Like most of the obnoxious decks in Modern, the opponent's deck is designed to prey on fair interactive decks like this. Yeah, Relic does make Goyf Force as well. That's definitely true. I go Breeding Pool into Mountain, Young Pyromancer. Yep. They flipped up Nature's Clay. We flipped up Blood Moon. Fair. Fair's fair. Snap's pretty good. I think before the unbannings, I'd have agreed with you that Lantern's one of the best decks in the format, but I think with the reintroduction of Bloodbraid Elf, that Jund is almost certainly the best deck in Modern. I got a Codex Shredder, sure. So we're gonna see Shred my Snapcaster Mage. Nope, we don't want to get Blood Mooned. Deal. Deal Arena opponent. There's no reason to play the Blood Moon into the Nature's Claim here. Resolves. Johnny Redeemed, I was actually mistaken when I glanced at my spreadsheet. The mono green Tron deck is a pauper deck. It wasn't a modern deck. So I misread my chart. Sorry about that. Sure. Oh yeah, so for those that are newer to Magic, they can't cast Claim under Blood Moon. They'd float green mana in response to the Blood Moon being cast, and then use the floating green mana to kill the Blood Moon before we change phases. Alright, I mean, if there's a game that we're winning in this matchup, it probably looks a lot like this one, right? We got some pressure. Did the Scalding Tarn stay on top of my deck? Apparently. Apparently we cascaded. Weird. We did something that was supposed to change the top card of our deck, and it stayed the same. That's so strange. What's going on, Jeb77? And you should play whichever deck you enjoy playing the most. I think most decks in Modern are similar power levels, so you should find the one that you like playing and then play that one. I think if you enjoy playing Jund, it's a fine choice. Alright, I'm going to play this, and their last card is Nature's Claim, right? Right? Their last card is Nature's Claim? So if I cast this Blood Moon, they can't cast their Nature's Claim. And then I can start making tokens. So that sounds great. If you enjoy playing elves, you should play that. Sweet. So this Inquisition is going to be stuck in their hand too. And this is why Blood Moon's reasonable in this matchup. Because we just get these cards. We just get these cards stuck in their hand. So Electrolyze you for 2. Suspend this Ancestral Vision. They're going to bury it. That makes sense. Sad. Jund has a pretty good humans matchup. Jund has a lot of spot moon. Oh, we didn't play Blood Moon on turn 3 because we know our opponent has a Nature's Claim in their hand. Oh, you don't have sound. Tough beat. Oh, they get to bury their own card there, so they don't have to get stuck on. That being said, we are still going to get to attack with these, and they're going to have to bury this Ancient Stirrings. And we're going to cascade into something here, which is exciting. Who's excited to cascade, chat? Can I get a Ratchet Bomb? Ooh. Ooh. This will deal them 3 and make us 2 more 1/1s here. I'm aware I shouldn't pump my team. I'm aware. Just gonna top this bolt. They can bury it if they want. I have a Snapcaster Mage for later. So they're going to... This puts them to 7, and then this puts them to 3, so then the Snapcaster kills them with the Lightning Bolt, so we get a game 3. And again, the opponent's just kind of flailing around here because they can't cast the card that's in their hand. So, It's looking like they're pretty dead. Can't cast that one either. And they're dead. I guess they need to hit Mox Opal, right? Alright. God, I kind of just want all my Blood Moons. Kinda just want all my Blood Moons. Yeah, I might cut a relic. I'll put Dr. Peasy back in, just cut these relics. Dr. P. Rizzle. Watching Blood Moon. I hate both of these things. Which one am I supposed to hate less? Who's the good guy here? Is the good guy the Blood Moon player or the Lands player? So, like, it's always a tough sell here, because and this is why playing against Lantern generally tends to be like kind of miserable Magic, because like I want to keep this hand, but like they're a deck full of discard spells, so like this Abrade isn't even safe in my hand, right? Like they're gonna Thoughtseize Inquisition me here and take my interaction away. Ooh, opponent confirmed not ghosting and guessed wrong. Opponent confirmed not ghosting and guessed incorrectly. Yeah, Lantern's pretty bad against the Jace and a lot of the Bloodbraid Elf decks. I don't know if they're bad against our specific Bloodbraid Elf deck. I'd expect them to be a little bit ahead in this matchup, in fact, but I think they're pretty bad against Jund, and they're pretty bad against like the Zoo decks. You can have Cage. I'm just gonna crack and go get a basic forest here because I do not want to draw a breeding pool. Make this bigger so I don't misclick. Yeah, Serum Visions is good. Young Pyromancer. Yeah, I'm in the market for that. 10 out of 10. Yep. Things I will draw for 100. Yeah, this board definitely isn't built with Lantern or Affinity in mind, right? Like we don't have bridges, we don't have grudges. Or we don't have grudges to kill their bridges. So I'll draw a bridge here. That's a lock piece potentially. We know they have a Nature's Claim in their hand again, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case. Just gonna blast this now. That's a Scalding Tarn we can't use. Let's make sure we shuffle that one away. So we're going to send a Bolt upstairs and then untap and Bloodbraid Elf them. If they don't have another bridge, we could race them out of this game for sure. Sweet. I guess they could have a War of Invention here. Yep. God damn it. I don't know why they gave this deck Court of Calling. It's so annoying. The good news is I have a cantrip in my hand, and I have a bunch of reach already. Snapcaster Mage doesn't do anything because my opponent has Grafdigger's Cage in play. Alright, well I have to get rid of that one. And then hopefully there's an Abrade underneath it. Or a Ratchet Bomb. Could be anything. Alright, deal. Take a little bit more reach. These can't attack, but they still have one card in their hand, so these get to get in there. What are you still doing awake, tiny monster? Mommy woke you? I don't think that's true. I think you were playing on your tablet.
The Go Taste. The Go Taste.
No, you are not watching Go Toys right now. It is late.
Out of milk?
Out of milk? Oh no! If they don't have a way to get their last card out of their hand here, we could be in an okay spot. We get to cast a random spell here. It's good for us. Potentially. Sure. Yep. Just upstairs. So here's hoping they can't cast this last card. Is it Nature's Claim? Do I know they have a Nature's Claim? I feel like I know they have a Nature's Claim, so they could claim one of their own things here.
You need to go back to bed.
Yeah, they have a Nature's Claim. That sucks.
Can he stay up with you until you go to bed?
I guess.
You want to go back in your bed? You want mommy to go back to bed? You hear him? Mommy, go back to bed. Either you're going in your bed or you're staying down here with Dad.
I didn't Atarka because I didn't have mana. Yeah, I don't think we would anymore either. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. God, I'm up late. I've got that was an actual ban. Normally we just time people out for being stupid, but when you double down on being stupid after you ask why, it's like a fucking ensnaring bridge in play. We didn't have mana to cast Atarka's command. Just like, oh god. You don't usually stream this late. There's extra stupid on. Nah, they're at 2 lock pieces. Like, we're pretty locked out. We're like we're like fractions of percents to win that game. Not nearly high enough to be worth continuing playing. I was about to say, did I just queue back into the same burst that I'd be so tilted? Having played a lot of Omni Show recently, casting Emrakul does win a lot of games. They had a Grafdigger's Cage in play. That's the reason why my Snapcaster Mage never got played. Yeah, their little card that's at there gaining them life every turn definitely punched the clock and went to work. I don't think I want either of these cards, actually. I already have one. I'm just like looking for threats, basically. That's pretty good. Speaking of threats. Which would you recommend and why? I don't know. You should proxy both the decks and find the one you like playing the most. That's my answer to everyone. What deck should you play in Modern? You should play whichever pile of dog shit you have the most fun playing. Modern is a format where every deck is a 3-2 deck. Just find the 3-2 deck that puts the biggest smile on your face most often and just be happy playing Magic. That's why Modern's the most popular competitive constructed format. You can be successful playing actual anything. Actual anything. Just, dealer's choice. If it puts a shit-eating grin on your face, sign up with it. That's the one. You found it. Played Slivers, went 3-2. God bless. Just 4-1 playing Possibility Storm. Yep. I'm just gonna play the Pyromancer again here. I think whatever I cast here is pretty unlikely to resolve. And if this resolves, I still get to go Island, Serum Visions, and make a token, so that seems fine. Well, there is merit to trying to shove this in under a Cryptic Command this turn. What do I mean 3-2 deck? I mean any deck can win 3 matches and lose 2. Alright. I don't think I'm in the market for either of these. I'm just going bottom here, like some Bloodbraid Elves here or something like that. The CMC changes is relatively new. Looks like blue-black fairies. Blue-black fairies. Took my Blood Moon. Okay, fair. Fair. Guess maybe I should have just jammed the Blood Moon last turn. Very possible. Play this As Foretold out, I think. Play around Spellstutter Sprite. Yeah, we have 2 copies of As Foretold. It helps make our, what's it called, a little bit easier. Spellstutter can't counter that because I can kill one of their things in response. I could bolt one of their fairies. They'd have to have Spellstutter plus another counterspell. Do I want to trade tickets for an Amazon gift card? I don't actually. Since we play so many terrible decks with donation deck lists, I don't actually have extra tickets. In fact, if we don't hit a string of good donation deck lists sometime soon, I probably have to buy some tickets myself. Like, how many man? Actually, I had a good run the other day. We 4-1 2 leagues. I had like 300 tickets last week, and now we're down to... We have 187. That's not too terrible. It's not too terrible. Oh, I'm gonna get Spellstutter Sprited and feel really bad here, but I can't just keep taking these hits. You get Mistbind Click too. How much for me to use those new player points? I don't even know what the new player points are used for. So I'm not sure I have a good... bearing. Play more raid to get more tickets. I have 3-2'd every league I've played with the Omnitel. I've played 3 of them so far. Alright. Well. Let's try this, I guess. Actually just dead. No, not quite. Only going... What's going on, Montos? Project Swamp. Good evening, folks. Catching us towards the tail end here. End of our third league this evening. We're currently 1-2 with the steamer deck. Still early. See if they're gonna fire up this tar pit here or not. Yep. Ever thought about doing sub games? Nah, it's too much work to coordinate. Can you snap and cast a bolt as foretold? No, you cannot. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's not the case. Alright, I think we can kill them here, right? And we can Atarka's command, snap Atarka's command. So if they don't have interaction, we can probably get them. Tassiger. So that lets them block my Tarmogoyf. But the rest of these... Atarka's command's worth 6, so I get to 6 them twice. Yeah, they're dead, right? No, I get to cast the first one with As Foretold. Deals 3 damage. Creatures you control get +1/+1. No, there's an As Foretold right there. Now I'm just gonna kill them. I don't gotta block. Dead you. Yeah, you should look at the picture I tweeted. How much cheaper is online compared to paper? It depends. Some cards are actually more expensive online. If you look on a site like MTG Goldfish, you can see what the price of everything is on there. Yeah, so this is lethal, right? They block the Tarmogoyf, and then they take 4/10. Yep, dead. Got him. It was a tight race. It was a tight race. Close. Close, but no cigar. Get him, got him, good. The old college try block there. Am I actually dead? Is this really happening? Sort of fire and ice seems sweet here. I think Abrade is fine. I need to actually kill their things, right? Is Blood Moon good? Probably. Ancestral Vision. I know As Foretold was okay there, but I think it's actually probably clunky on overall. I'm going to trim the third Blood Moon, I think. I'll bring in 2 Abrades and sort of fire and ice. Maybe this Ratchet Bomb is fine just because it cleans up, can clean up Bitter Blossom. But I just have like reach to kill them through Bitter Blossom. There really isn't an established Fairies deck. So Fairies is very much like a tier 3, tier 4 deck in Modern. It's not highly played, so there's a lot of variation in the list that you're going to see because they're not well tuned. I think it's pretty good. Hopefully we don't get Cabal therapied. What I consider to be tier 1. I don't know. We really don't have an established format in a post unbanning world. Tron and Jund are probably up there, but I don't really have good information or data. I think Shadowless, I think people that try to establish or talk about there being a metagame in Modern don't understand what Modern is. Like, the only Modern format that you can metagame is the metagame at your local game store where the same 20 to 30 people show up every single week. In actual Modern in like large tournaments like Grand Prix or like playing on Magic Online, there isn't a format for you to metagame. People just play whatever the fuck they want. They just show up with the deck that they like, they show up with the deck that they own, and they just play it because that's what people do. They play the deck that they like. You know, people talk about these broad metagame sweeps in Modern. I'm like, are you playing the same format I am? Because I feel like you're not. It's like, so removal spell, or is this a second Bitter Blossom? It'd be sweet if it was a second Bitter Blossom. Feels like an X spell, the way they're tapping their stuff. Oh, Collective Brutality. And like, Dredge is the type of deck that... Dredge is like Affinity. Dredge is the deck where you don't actually beat your opponents. Your opponents decide whether or not they feel like beating you for a given tournament. And that's just how it goes. So, Dredge, people in your format are playing Graveyard Hate, you're going to lose playing Dredge. Yes, that is how that works. This is really aggressive. Yeah. Modern is very much has a rock, paper, scissors feel to it. In fact, it's one of the biggest complaints that a lot of the people that play Magic at a professional level have about the format. Wow, that's good. It's a shame. The fact that we lost that Electrolyze was pretty big beating. If we would have had the Electrolyze, we might have been able to tempo them out with these Bitter Blossoms, but the fact that I just like haven't drawn any spells and can't interact with their board feels bad. No. Speaking as someone who's top aided, I don't know, half a dozen 15 round Modern tournaments, it doesn't have a metagame at the level you're talking about. It just actually doesn't. Look at the top 8 of random Modern tournaments. This is the people's format because look at the top 8 and look at all the random piles of fucking garbage that top 8 tournaments. Like, that's why people love this game. Love this format. Because all the crap that shows up has a chance to be successful. It's like, shit, you know what a bunch of my top 8s are in those 15-round tournaments? Playing fucking Kiki Cord. That deck's terrible. I just like playing it. So I played it a bunch. Kiki Cord's not good. I just showed up a bunch and played it a bunch and had a good time. Yeah, Scred won GP Dallas. Bogles just won a Grand Prix. Like, don't remand or sprite me, bro. Tilt. So there are people, I feel like people over and underrepresented on both sides of the table, kind of. It really feels to me like people who really love Modern undersell the fact that there's matchup variance, and people who really hate Modern do the opposite. They oversell the fact that there's matchup variance. So yes, there is matchup variance in Modern. That to say there's not matchup variance in Modern is being disingenuous. But there's also plenty of room to select decks that can give you edges against a good deal of the format. Like, Jund's a great example of that, right? Like, Jund is the type of deck where you're still going to have bad matchups like Tron, but you're going to have a fighting chance in most of them. And even Tron, you can steal games with a solid curve, right? I think I want these Ratchet Bombs. I think not having these Ratchet Bombs in my deck was a mistake. I'm going to cut these Abrades. Yep, it seems fine. Let's suspend this Visions on one again. Worked out really well last time. Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's a great example of a deck that I think the Traverse Shadow decks are very good. We actually have one of those in the donation queue here at some point. Try Traverse BBE. I liked my sort of Fire and Ice opponent. I am a firm believer in that Modern is a format where any deck can be good, and it's about knowing your deck and your opponent's decks and the interactions. I don't know that that's strictly true. I think there's a lot of decks in Modern that you can play that allow you to just be completely oblivious to how the game and the format works, because like your deck's so powerful and linear, it just gets to not give a shit about what your opponent's doing. Yeah, I agree with that assessment, Solen. Like, Magic's great because it's a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Brutality is rude. Maybe I should have played the Goyf there. I'm just gonna get this Goyf into play while they don't have counter magic up. See, I think the idea that decks are good or bad at any given point in time are like kind of silly as well. I think by and large, Modern doesn't have large sweeping metagame changes just because that's not how people play Magic. Like, it's expensive to change decks in Modern. It's not only expensive because of the dollar cost associated with changing decks, but it's expensive in the sense that it takes your time to change decks in Modern. These are both cards I'm interested in. I'm going to go top. Serum Visions again here. It kind of sucks that... I'm going to bottom this and top the Electrolyze. It kind of sucks that I can't suspend this other Vision here, but it is what it is. Because I really want to draw the Electrolyze. I don't want to crack this Scalding Tarn to shuffle the Electrolyze away. Yeah, but Rich, again, it's not like generically good or generically bad. It's like, did I run into opponents that decided they wanted to be Dredge at this tournament? So Sprite and Remand are both bad for us here. Counter Squall will also do. Do I want to snap Serum Visions? Yeah, I just want to put a threat on the table, I think. This again means I'm not suspending Ancestral Vision this turn, but I think that's fine. I think it takes like a massive format fuck up, like something like Eldrazi level mistakes to make actual big format changes in Modern. I'm down to 9 here. Done a lot of damage to myself. Their Counter Squall hit us a little bit. A little bit choked on red mana. Alright, I'm gonna say attack here before I do anything. Like I said, it sucks that I don't have another Don't have another red mana, so I can't double spell this turn. We are 1-2 so far this evening in this league. Not particularly impressive. This is game 3 of this match, I believe. You have Damnation or something here. God, that sucks. Yep. Explains why they weren't playing anything. Need a threat here. It's an eventual threat, kind of. Except our opponent has a bunch of spell stutter sprites in their deck. And negates and cryptic commands and stuff to keep our Ancestral Visions from resolving. Have a good night, Trento. I'll be heading to sleep soon myself here. If we win this match, we have one more in the league. If we lose this match, we'll be done for the evening. So I think I want to tick this Ratchet Bomb to 2. It preemptively gets it ready for Bitter Blossom, and it also allows me to kick it up to 3 to kill Vendilion Click. Lose our Electrolyze here almost certainly. Also lets it kill Spell Stutter Sprite in the event we need it to protect a spell. I think one of these is coming off here, but I also don't really expect it to resolve. Yeah, so let's cast this bad boy. Target me, please. Please. Your command is very cryptic, opponent. Hopefully we draw Bloodbraid Elf this turn like a professional. It's a Snapcaster Mage. Alright. Snap Serum Visions here. Get a cantrip. I think that in the days of Deathray, Shaman John, and Twin were in the meta, not based on tiers, just as much variance. I don't actually know. I think having a deck like Jund be one of the better decks in Modern is a good thing for the format overall. So the red source, I would love a Tarmogoyf here. They're down to 14 here. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy with where Modern's at right now. My only complaint is basically that I'm not a fan of the Tron lands existing. Like Tron lands and Blood Moon are like the two like really offensive things in the format, in my opinion. I don't understand your question, Billy Boy. It does not, as a converted mana cost of 0, it does not have a casting cost of 0. We haven't really played memes tonight. I guess the Doran deck was kind of a meme. We're doing okay. We've had some 3-2s. This is just killing this, right? Yeah. They have 3 cards in their hand still. They do need to answer this Ancestral Vision this turn, and then we could rip a Bloodbraid Elf and be in the game, but we'll see. We'll see. If they don't have an answer for this, maybe. But they just have 3 cards in their hand, so I'm assuming, yep, another Cryptic Command. Tilt. Nope, the Doran deck was a donation deck list, so someone sent us money to play it, so we played it. Alrighty. We got ratchets on ratchets, and the good news is I have a 3-power haster. So, get him. Get him. Yeah, 8th edition does have a lot of the most offensive cards in Modern, in my opinion. they're like cards that don't like follow the modern design principle. It always felt kind of odd to me, the kind of line in the sand that they drew when they established modern. It's like, well, let's just like make this arbitrary change like based on the border of the card instead of like thinking about like what cards do we actually want in the format, like what things represent and create good interesting games of Magic. Yes, I am in fact less likely to blow this Ratchet Bomb up on 2 because it would kill the other Ratchet Bomb. Yeah, 8th edition was like there was definitely a fundamental like design principle change at some point, right? That was a pretty good draw. So if they go to block with the Mutavault here, I get to Atarka's command, give my elf +1/+1 and deal 3 damage to them. So I'm gonna let them get to blocks here. Maybe. And I don't prescribe to the idea that the only reason you can ban things is based on power level. I think Blood Moon and Tron Lands just don't create interesting or interactive games of Magic, so that's a fine reason to just like not let them be a thing. Like if they don't create good games of Magic, why do they need to exist? All right, I'm just gonna try and keep my Bloodbraid Elf alive here. Yeah, I think Ensnaring Bridge is a similar level of obnoxious to those other things, but I don't think it's quite the same. I think Tron Lands and Blood Moon are both slightly bigger offenders than Ensnaring Bridge, but I would put it up there with like these are prison grade cards that like are things we wouldn't print anymore today. Yep. Wow, they've been to Bitter Blossom. I guess I have these Ratchet Bombs out here. Tarmogoyf, please resolve. Please resolve. You kill my opponent so quickly, Tarmogoyf. The old 7/8 because they added a tribal spell. What a tilt. That's a good rip. One good rip deserves another, I suppose, right? Dr. Dre says, nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dad is locked in my basement. Have a good night, Odyssey. Instant or sorcery. Ooh, candy. Alright, chat. Well, a close game is look like it's being spun firmly in our favor by powerful Magic cards. Even if they have a Damnation as their last card here, the second Bloodbraid Elf is gonna probably put it firmly inside them. Oh, you did, Jet. Man, the slog was real. Alright, we're 2-2. We're 2-2. Have one more. Have one more here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Remember, if you missed any of tonight's stream, we've been going for, geez, almost 5 hours tonight. It's all going to get published on my YouTube channel here. This last video set I won't publish till the morning because it takes YouTube an hour or so to process and I'm not staying up for another hour, but I'm going to hit publish on the Doran video as well as the Esper Mentor video that we played earlier tonight as well. I'd like the record to reflect that your round was basically bad. That's true. Gansney with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. The Mentor deck was kind of medium. It had like typical Esper deck problems, basically. Esper's just like really not a powerful wedge. Just really not a powerful wedge. Yeah, the Doran League was gas. There were a lot of sweet games in it. My hand lacks a red source, but like I have this into this, and my opponent mulliganed, so. Oh gosh. No. Yeah, Yeah, I don't think so. Shadowless, I agree that, yeah, I'm just not. Alright, I'm just gonna ban Shadowless. I don't feel like talking with them. That's just... Oh, this hand's really bad against merfolk. We're about to get thrashed, aren't we? We are about to get thrashed. I always love the people that just like sit there and parrot the like typical Blood Moon punishes greedy mana bases. No, it doesn't. I get that that's what you read on a Reddit thread at some point from some nerd that really loves Blood Moon, but it doesn't punish greedy mana bases. Blood Moon punishes people that like happen to get unlucky while drawing their lands. Blood Moon punishes people that are looking to cast spells. Yeah, it punishes people that aren't just playing all basic lands, not some basic lands, all basic lands. I read it on the internet. It can't be wrong. If I don't have a red source here, we're probably just dead. All right. So you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. We put a Lord into play here. We'll fetch a basic mountain and kill it with Electrolyze. Esper has the problems that it lacks closing power. It lacks the ability to gain free wins. It lacks efficient threats. That's closing power. It's kind of the same thing. It lacks the ability to play through cards like Blood Moon. Just like all these little things that make the other three-color decks just be slightly more powerful than it in different situations. Yeah, Chalice is another style of card that's just like this Prison Lockout style card. I could have maybe held my removal spell for their Lord here. Potentially. I can see that going either way. I think I just have to shock and play this Bloodbraid Elf here. Alright, I'll play this island and play this Bloodbraid Elf. Looking for bolts, electrolyzes, ways to kill this ideally. It's probably going to be too slow. If they have another Lord, we're just going to be dead. Or Spell Pierce, sure. Yeah, Eldrazi Temple's kind of obnoxious. I don't think that's really fair to... I feel like Eldrazi Temple to Tron lands is kind of like Ensnaring Bridge to Blood Moon. Like, they're both kind of obnoxious, but like Blood Moon is far more obnoxious than Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, I agree. Chalice isn't quite as good of a lock card in Modern as it is in Legacy, that's for sure. Alright, we're going to 7. We can't block these because they have Island Walk. $1,000 for Lantern League. That's mostly because I just don't want to do it. Oh, we get to cast this turn? So you're saying there's a chance. Okay. Alright. Okay. Really? Alright. Alrighty then. I didn't play my land to play around a Spell Pierce because if they have a Spell Pierce, we're just going to die regardless. Cast this Tarmogoyf. This Blood Moon is actually going to, like, have text here, right? Because it's going to get to turn the Beauty Vault off. Yeah. And it's going to make my... they drew a Lord and I'm dead. Of course they... Oop, just Silver Gill Adept. Come on, brick again. One more brick. One more brick. Magic. Thought we were going to stabilize. Thought we were going to stabilize, chat. Got my hopes up. Shouldn't get my hopes up. Blood Moon's not good enough here. Just bring in a Spreading Seas to turn off Beauty Vault. I'm not excited about it, but it's better than any other cards in our sideboard. His matchup's probably pretty bad for us. We don't have a fantastic lock, and we have kind of sparing spot removal. Alright, sorry for a little bit of mellow end here. It's late. I wasn't expecting to go quite this late. I was originally intending to only do 2 leagues, but then we had someone pay to cut the line, so I wanted to make sure I got to the 2 decks I planned on doing tonight, so we're finishing out this one here. Look at that, down to 36 decks in the queue. Maybe we'll get that thing manageable. I practice my die rolls. Make sure I'm good at trying to win those. I eat my 4-leaf clovers every morning for breakfast. I make a small sacrifice to the matchup god. I don't think Spreading Seas or Baloth are particularly good, and I think Baloth has the upside of killing my opponent, so I think Baloth is slightly less bad than Spreading Seas. That's why I've chose to board them in as opposed to more Spreading Seas. I agree that neither of them are fantastic, but I think Baloth is slightly better. Eat your lucky charms, mateys. Seems pretty good. If we hit 4 lands in 4 turns, it's quite good. It's fantastic. I'm gonna grab a forest here just in case they have Spreading Seas in their deck still. Like, we can't avoid fetching islands, but like I want to make it harder for them to spread me off of all my colors. Hey, Odin, thanks for some bits. Appreciate that. So they give me something to Abrade this turn. Not blocking this, obviously. I think I'm gonna fetch a Steam Vents here and cast the Serum Visions. If they want to trade their Curse Catcher for a Serum Visions, I'm okay with that. Just like take their pressure off the table. If the Serum Visions gets to be a Lightning Bolt, that'd be a-okay. Get a few looks at an extra land here to play the Bloodbraid Elf next turn. Perfect. Let's go top here. We are at 14, which is a little scary if our opponent has another Lord here. If they have a Lord, I'm probably going Izzet Charm plus Tarmogoyf next turn, right? Because the Lord gives Island Walk, which means I can't block. I don't know. The deck list someone sent me to play had Baloth in it, so we're playing Baloth. I was paid money to shill Obstinate Baloth, so shill Obstinate Baloth we shall. Shock you. I think control decks are consistently pretty mediocre in Modern in general. I think with the introduction of Bloodbraid into the format, it kind of makes decks like Jeskai even worse. I think if you enjoy playing Jeskai, it's not that much worse. Again, Modern is a format that's about finding a deck that you enjoy playing. A lot of the decks, the thing that makes the format so popular is that most of the decks that are tier 1, tier 2, even tier 3 are very similar in power level to each other. So if there's a deck that you enjoy playing that's not super popular, that's fine. That's not the most important thing. Let's just windmill some Bloodbraids here. Opponent concedes. That's good for us. I was about to start talking about the things they could have that could beat us, but we'll take a concession. No, I'm just going to leave it. Gosh. Kind of upset we lost that first game. If they hadn't drawn the Lord that turn, we probably would have been able to get them. Because green-black was one of the better decks in Modern before the introduction of Bloodbraid Elf, and Bloodbraid Elf allows the green-black deck to be more aggressive, which means that in matches where the green-black deck's disruption don't line up well, they can randomly just pressure their opponent out of the game. So it kind of shores up one of those issues the green-black deck has where it's behind because its answers aren't working well. Now it can just be like, okay, kill you. I'm going to keep this. If we find enough lands, we can use Perfect, actually. So I'm going to grab a breeding pool here. And we're going to dig for a 4th land. Because next turn, we get to Atarka's command and put a land into play, which is exciting. Don't spell pierce me. I was gonna say that'd be rude. Alright, so I'm going to bottom that. I'm going to top a Tarmogoyf here. So I'm just going to cast this now so they can't counterspell it. Put a land, where is it? Deal 3 damage to each opponent. You put a land from your hand on the battlefield. Let's do that. And then just, we'll start Windmill slamming Obstinate Baloths next turn. Actually, maybe we'll Bloodbraid Elf next turn so we can try and hit removal for this Lord of Atlantis. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. Let's see what they play here. Oh, do they not have another Lord? No second Lord would be really good for us. I don't understand your question, Odin. Are you saying isn't Jace good against? Are you asking is Jace good against Liliana? Because like 1-on-1, obviously Jace is better than Liliana, but the cards that surround Liliana tend to be better than the cards that surround Jace. Yeah, like that's part of the question too, right? Wow, they just didn't play anything. Do I just go Tarmogoyf? Am I supposed to go Goyf? I think so. They have Master of Waves here. We could be in trouble. I'm like trying to think like what cards they could have in their hand if they didn't play it. They didn't have a play on 3. They just have like a bunch of Master of Waves. They're gonna bury us very quickly. Yeah, it's definitely Master Waves. That sucks. Guess I have Ratchet Bombs in my deck. That's not awkward at all. Not in the slightest. Bloodbraid Elf can't attack here because Master of Waves has protection from red. I'm just gonna start matching with these Tarmogoyfs if they want to trade 2 elementals for 1. I think that's good for me. our 3-2 dreams are quickly slipping away, chat. It's feeling like another 2-3 kind of a night. Yeah, this smells just like a second Master of Waves, which I think is going to be pretty unbeatable for us, and drawing like exactly Ratchet Bomb. We can't block this Master of Waves because, again, Lord of Atlantis gives it Island Walk. We've got a couple of islands in play like Big Dumb Stupid. What do you have, opponent? Can you put me out of my misery? We have copies of Ancestral Vision. Hey, Captain Canada with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. Maybe their hand's really terrible. Maybe they kept a mediocre hand and they have all lands in hand. And we're gonna actually get them with these Tarmogoyfs and this Bloodbraid Elf. Maybe. Control isn't good in Modern because a diverse field means that you have to have lots of specific answers to lots of different things, which means you're generally rewarded for playing proactive strategies as opposed to playing reactive control decks. When your deck is proactive, you can just ignore what your opponent has going on and kill them. Whereas when you're being reactive, you need your cards to line up well against their cards. So this can't attack anyway, so I'm just going to block here. And then take 9 down to 5, and then hope to draw a Ratchet Bomb here. And we're dead. Right. Yeah. Alright, that's the beat. If we hit Ratchet Bomb there, these Goyfs would have gone to 5/6s, and they actually would have had to chump block one of our, or trade with our Snapcaster Mage there, and we'd have been in a pretty good spot. Yep. Alright, folks, it's late. I'm off for the night. I'm going to hit publish on a couple of YouTube videos before I go to bed. So if you didn't catch the things earlier tonight, head on over to youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland and see them there. I'm taking tomorrow off. I've got some family coming into town to visit, but I'll be back on Monday. We're going to have a nice long stream on Monday. It's the first day the babysitter is supposed to be starting, so we'll have a mostly quiet, mostly kid-free stream on Monday with a bunch of Magic the Gathering. So hopefully catch all of y'all around then. And peace, folks. Have a good night. And good rest of your weekend.